booties for black girl nerds.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Well, first of all, congratulations on Willow. This is a show and a film really that resonates with us as fans of a certain generation, but it's going to also reach a new generation of fans. So, all the best to you guys with the opening of the premiere. I want to start with you first, Dempsey. You know, I loved Arik's look on the show. He had some Jim Morrison vibes going on with his look. And he kind of has a little bit of an interesting personality. I want to ask, what kind of personality do you think he has portraying this character? Because he kind of plays it a little fast and loose with the women on the show. But there's also some sincerity there.
Absolutely. I mean, that you picked up on a lot there. Jim Morrison, that's a great reference. They were talking stylistically, like Harry Styles they were using as a style reference when they were crafting that costume. I think so for Arik, the way that I see it is he fast and loose is a great way to describe it. But I do think that it's very genuine. And I think that's the difference with Arik is that he's not I don't think he's playing anybody. If anything, his emotions are playing him. I think he's falling in love all the time and I think people can interpret someone who's, I think of him kind of just like a really easygoing, almost like a puppy dog. And I think people can misinterpret that sometimes as calculated or something, but I really think he's just like a super genuine, kind person who wants everybody to be happy. That's who he is when you meet him.
And for you, Ruby, Kit has her sights set on figuring out what happened to her father, but also identity is something that she's trying to hold on to. What did you find the most compelling about Kit as she handles her journey throughout this series?
I honestly, the most compelling, that's a good question. I think that, you know, she really, it is a journey of self-discovery, but I think for so much of it, she's fighting it, and she's not necessarily accepting the changes that she needs to make and like accepting of the lessons that she's being told to her face. Like it's hard, and I think that journey as everyone is hard, and it's hard to accept some things that you might need to accept, and it's messy and it can get complicated, and I think that that's really cool that we don't shy away from showing how complicated it can be. We played into it, which was fun.
Absolutely. I'll start with Dempsey and then you, Ruby, with this question. Willow is a show about good versus evil. If you had superpowers and were able to inject more good into the world, what would it be?
The superpower to inject more good? I feel like it would be where you walk around and then everybody's face that you see sometimes when you need it, that's your face. So it's their body, whatever, but it's your face. Because I think that is what like it is in a lot of ways.
You
Like
want more use?
no, I think that like I kind of think this idea of like separation is kind of like we're all on this planet for such a short amount of time, and we like segment ourselves and we have our identity and it's so like protected and fortified. But I think the truth is we're all in this together. And if you could recognize yourself in other people, I think that you'd probably be a lot nicer and happier.
I'm gonna say something like almost opposite of that, which is more of just acceptance of differences. Rather, I mean, I think it's really important to find similarities and find yourself in others, but I also think that having more acceptance, like I mean, there's so much good that our world needs, and there's so much that we need to do, and I think if people just sort of leveled everyone and were, I'm describing this terribly, but like, I don't know, just more acceptance of the differences.
What would that superpower be?
It would be called accepting of the differences.
Accepting of the differences power. I love it.
Beautiful. It's
a
really
whole new superpower.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Called Shazam, which is also already a movie and an app.
We're stealing that.
Let's do it. Let's create it. Well, thank you, Dempsey. Thank you, Ruby, for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. I absolutely love this series, and I can't wait for fans to watch it.
Thanks so much for your questions. They're great questions.
Yeah, great questions, and thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. How are you?
Good,
Very
thank
good.
you.
How are you?
doing?
Good, good. Well, this show was such a delight, and it meant a lot to me as a fan of the film from back in the day. Starting with you, Erin, you've managed to play these amazing roles and get these great projects from Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Solo. So have you found that the sci-fi fantasy genre is one where you feel comfort as an actor?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think it ever feels like a not overwhelming experience. I feel very overwhelmed by every Disney set that I've been on. I don't know when that's gonna feel normal.
Should get another job.
But yeah, I guess so. I think I just find comfort in playing different roles. To be honest, I think when I'm on set, I it's my happy place. So yeah.
That's awesome. Amar, for you add so much levity to the show as Boorman. Do you think that he adds comedy to the situation because he's just a natural comedian, or because he does it because he's under pressure?
Yeah, interesting question. I remember when I was crafting the characters with John, we really tried to find a balance. John Caston, our showrunner, and the thing that we settled on was that Boorman's not trying to be funny. He's funny because it's his defense mechanism. So his humor is buffoonery, and it's also quite dry and cynical. And you start to realize throughout the show that he's pushing things down. And when he becomes a little bit more fragile and opens up, you start to understand there's way more to him than meets the eye. And it's a really nice sort of character to play because you get to lead people on a bit of a journey with that.
Right, absolutely. Speaking of journeys, back to you, Erin. Jade has a very complicated relationship with Kit. How much of that relationship will we get to see throughout the series, their journey together?
I mean that they go on this quest together, so that you'll see them interact throughout the whole of the series. I think any best friends that have been so close for so long and have been kept in this quite nice bubble, their friendship would be tested, I think, going on this journey and having these experiences that they've never experienced before. And so yeah, you'll definitely see them butt heads a lot. Grow apart, come together, grow apart, come together. Yeah,
it's hellish to watch.
Ooh, I can't wait. For both of you, starting with you, Amar, Willow is a show about good versus evil. If you had superpowers where you're able to inject good into the world, what would that superpower be?
Plant boy.
Again.
Sucking all the CO2 out of the air and fighting out the oxygen. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. I guess empathy. Is that whack? That sounds really whack, but
No, not at all.
I love to preach empathy, and I genuinely think it's the route to understanding other people. Understanding other people is a route to happiness for yourself and making things better.
Yeah, we definitely need that on social media. That's for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Plant Boy for me.
You stole it from me.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to Black Girl Nerds. Willow is such a fantastical, amazing show, and I'm so glad that it's coming back, that it's going to reach a new generation of fans, and it's filled with nostalgia for us older fans that appreciated the film. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Bye.
Bye.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.